Hey, what's good, y'all? Today I'm taking a quick look at XDefiant, Ubisoft's new Twitch shooter. There are flashes of greatness, but let's be honest, it ain't perfect. Now, this video will be on the shorter side, and that's just simply because my gameplay did not record past the first match. So ignoring the first match ass whooping I took, let's get right into it. Now, let's go ahead and start with what XDefiant does well. Let's break it down starting with performance. Now, the game runs extremely smooth. I haven't had any performance issues when it comes to FPS. It's a very light game. It doesn't look anywhere nearly as good as modern day shooters, I would say, which could be a thing that casuals really care deeply about. But for the most part, the game looks okay. It's not bad. It's just nothing special. It's no Fortnite, at least on PC. Fortnite. I'm not sure how it looks on console. I think it looks pretty good on console too. It's not even close to really, I would say, Call of Duty Modern Warfare from 2019. Even Siege looks better, but once again, it's like as long as you're not looking for the top tier next gen graphics, the game actually runs really well, which that's basically what I can hope for when it comes to a new shooter. They did a pretty good job in my opinion when it comes to gun customization and loadout customization in general. I don't know how the unlock system will work. I don't know if there will be one. I kind of almost hope so, but I also kind of do like the idea of just everything being unlocked and you just figuring out what you like, what loadouts you want to run. So let's talk customization. XDefiant's loadouts are surprisingly deep. You've got your practice range to play gunsmith. You can slap on attachments in the gun range, and you can go ahead and see how they affect your gun. They also have a pretty good description on every attachment. You can pick up to 5 for your primary and then up to 5 for your secondary. It's really perfect for those who love tinkering, or for those completely clueless, or just want a laser sight that looks cool. I mean, if you want to, you can go ahead and do that. Actually, I don't even think the laser sights work in this game. I guess you really can't do that, but but nonetheless, man, I think the cool part is even though they haven't shown us an extensive list of guns, they do have a good amount of classes. And what I really like is with the gun customization, I feel like you can really have yourself a couple of different viable customizations for one particular gun. So that should be pretty fun to mess with in the full game or even in the alpha. If you are a fan of Call of Duty or Twitch-paced shooters, XDefiant might very well scratch that itch. It's a really pedal to the metal type of game. This game's all about twitch reflexes and split-second decisions, getting off those shots, those headshots as quickly as possible. Think classic arena shooters with a modern twist, plus they've got a nice spread of game modes to keep things spicy, domination, zone control. There was a mode where you basically push the objective, kind of like Overwatch, which I've been playing a lot of Overwatch recently. You're gonna get like a lot of those uploads coming soon, but it's really good so far, and I like the list of game modes, and they still haven't really shown too much of ranked, I think, but I haven't really tried it, so maybe that's just me. But regardless, I'm pretty excited for the game modes available on launch with this game. So, XDefiant looks decent, runs like a dream, and lets you design your own death machine. Let's dive into the not exactly perfect stuff for a second. Now, let's go ahead and get into the mid of thing. Now, when I say mid, I just mean things that I feel are a lot more subjective. Something where it's like, it's not really an issue per se, except for me, my taste buds. So, XDefiant said no to skill-based matchmaking. This ain't no curated matchmaking, it's the Wild West out there. Skill don't matter at all. Everyone's in the same melting pot, ready to get cooked. Got that raw, unfiltered chaos, which I kind of like, because I think we've all had enough of Call of Duty where you get a few wins, that means welcome to the pro scene. A little bit of balance wouldn't be the worst thing, right? Y'all know I'd love a good diving into this whole skill-based matchmaking debate. Hit that like button if you want to go ahead and see me get deeper into that one. And I kind of wanted to touch on the time to kill. It's faster than a hiccup, man. Don't get me wrong, I like a fast-paced shooter, but this feels like a blink and you miss gunfight. Sometimes it ain't about skill, it's about who saw who first and pulled the trigger a millisecond faster. Well, depends on who the server says pulled the trigger a millisecond faster. More on that a little bit later. We need a little more room for those strategic plays, I feel like, but this is a Twitch shooter. Once again, this is why I say this is more of a subjective thing where I feel like the time to kill in this game is a little bit too quick sometimes. And honestly, I would say it's mostly a server thing where sometimes the server is just a little bit slow. so it feels like you got taken out extra quickly. And this is also where we could use things like, I don't know, data on headshots or like where we got hit, just something, a kill cam to show us what the server saw. And lastly, about them snipers. Now, a couple of my lobbies turned into a quick scope ballad. I would say this is mostly when I played on mouse and keyboard. Don't get me wrong, I love a good sniper. When everyone turns into a FaZe Clan wannabe, it kind of throws off the whole flow of the game. Just a little bit less quick scope fever. Maybe they can go ahead and tune it so that headshots are the definitive way to get a one-shot kill. So far in my testing, man, of the TAC 50, hitting your shot is basically going to get you a one-shot kill. Alright, y'all, so let's go ahead and dive into the dark side of XDefiant. My bigger issues, things I feel like they definitely need to work on, or at the very least I'm having a hard time seeing a path forward. After being shelled for, what, 6 months, I kind of forget the timeline, man, but this game has been cooking for quite some time. You'd expect some major upgrades, but no, it's back haunted by the same old specters and then some. They've still got some really bad server issues. Like, we're talking horror movie levels of bad. Like, you think you're safe, you think you escaped, you're behind cover, think again, buddy, you're still fucking dead. And with no working kill cam, you can't even see the monster that got you. And you know what, speaking of horror, how about the fact that they had on this server test an invisibility bug where basically people were having infinite invisibility. And I think really the biggest balance issues are going to be these different classes, but I might be calling it a little bit too early. We might have to just wait and see how things balance out and how the meta shifts as time goes on. I think this is like kind of the fun part where everyone's still discovering things, still trying to find the OP mix and matches. And I think, like I said, the guns, those will obviously be balanced with time. The classes, I think, is something they have to seriously work on. The audio deserves its own red section, honestly. It's a thing where the gun and footstep sounds are mostly decent, but that announcer and just environmental sounds sound kind of really bad, man. The announcer mostly is so confusing. One, it's like, why does it sound like my quality microphone, like the current one I'm using, which is my headset. I do have an AT2020 if I really wanted to record something a little bit more in depth, but this is, like I said, just first impressions, man. Just mostly off the dome with some bullet points. But these damn announcers, man, it's like nails on a chalkboard. It's so distracting. It throws off your entire focus. They also lie to me. When I get 3 kills, I'm apparently Jeffrey Dahmer on a legendary kill streak. And you know what? Back to the bugs, man. It's an all-out infestation of just crazy bugs. You kind of think, how did this make it to the test? How does this game still play host to so many bugs after all this time is a mystery worthy of a detective show, yo. And why release this hot mess now? They pitch it as the no skill-based matchmaking savior, but with these issues, who's really going to stick around? It feels less like the next big thing and more like a desktop version of COD Mobile. And as my buddy puts it, it's like a knockoff Chinese Call of Duty. So, can XDefiant carve out its own niche in the crowded shooter market? That remains to be seen. The core gameplay has got potential, but these technical woes and an identity crisis, those are some red flags big enough to decorate a parade. So, what do you think about XDefiant? Once again, I'm not writing this game off. I think it can go either way. I think this game can be big if they make a lot of right moves, which I do not see at this point. I think this game can carve out its own community, a healthy one, but I don't think it's gonna be a huge hit. I think potentially this game can definitely carve out its own community. I think it could definitely be healthy for a couple of years. But to be honest, I'm not even that level of optimistic when it comes to this game. So let me ask you, what do you think? Is XDefiant worth the hype? Is it a swing and miss? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget, for all things gaming, keep it locked in right here. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace out.